Please do not share this with any family members, friends, or even in some case customer service representatives. Main reason being that, sir, is obviously someone's may have been there for 3 months, and foul play isn't always ruled out. It's not very common, but it is a chance, so we don't want to take the risk on that aspect. So please do not confirm the cancellation code with any family members or friends, simply between security members and yourself. You should be receiving that text message probably shortly. There was a transaction to G2A, so the 6-digit code, recite that over the recorded line as it will be going to the FCA. Essentially to cancel the transaction, but this will be coming in your text message branch you're familiar with, just to make you feel a bit more secure and safe, as obviously you did warrant issues in regards to it being on a withheld number, which I can completely understand, sir.
Sure, I haven't had a text message yet.
Yeah, you should be receiving that shortly. I'll double check with the team to see it's been sent. It may just need to resend. Sometimes the system isn't perfect, so you bear with me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so essentially the system was moving slow, so I'm going to get a resent for yourself. So also in regards to G2A, are you familiar with Driffle at all, sir?
With what, sorry?
A merchant called Driffle, sir.
No, never heard of them.
Okay, so we sent the prompt for that also. So what order they may come in could be different. So that you should be receiving that in 2 minutes. What I'm just going to do in the meantime is essentially just write everything you've disclosed in regards to not recognising the merchant, just so we're not on the phone for an excess long period of time, okay? So you should be receiving that call within the text message in the next 2 minutes, so ideally, hopefully on the earlier side of that spectrum, okay?
Yeah, sure. So sorry. So you can you just sorry, I'm a little bit caught left field here with this call. So sorry, you've got my details, you've got my name, address, etc.
Of course. So as I said to yourself,
can you confirm that just for my benefit? I just want to know I'm talking to real Amex.
And then we'll go back to our matters. So again, so the detail we have on the system, okay, your email on system we have is number and name on system, be your postcode, your region, and your card number, and the one in question, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of information you've got there, isn't it?
Of course, sir. So the reason why we're looking to share this with you, because it's not an inbound call. As I said, you were working with due diligence in regards to you should be taken through security. But what we need to understand is if we've contacted you due to discrepancy with your account, you've not contacted us with a query. So in that case, we verify that it's your number and system, etc., that we would send prompts to you, etc., before calling. So the reason why we can disclose certain personal information to yourself is we usually call them withheld, for the main being this customer number you would normally call can often get adopted by scammers to get them to lose funds. Your customers have lost a lot of that, and obviously we have to pay out for the insurance policy. So when we make outbound calls for the security team, as that number being compromised will be a lot more grave than the customer number, we call them a withheld number, and we will also be giving you a reference number allocated to your case, okay?
Yeah, sure, okay. So I've still got no text through from you guys yet.
So it has been sent for Driffle for £190.17. And just to confirm, your number on system is still ending...
It is, yeah. It's the one you're calling me on now, yeah.
Okay. So that's your applicable number that you received your prompts to, is that correct?
I haven't received anything yet.
Okay, so if this becomes more long-winded, I'll send you an email prompt instead, sir. But for the most part, I'm going to try and get that said one more time. I'll see if... do bear with me, sir. I'll be back on the line in just a minute.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
There was an amount for $7.99. That's the first, we've resent that one. You still received the 6-digit cancellation code to your text message with Amex. Have you received that, sir?
Just bear with me.
Should receive the text message. So we sent you a verification code. It's also in regards to transaction. Should be 5. So we sent you a verification code.
Yeah, sorry. Is this one you told me that I can't share or should share? I'm confused.
So
sorry.
You can't share it with family members or customer service, but you need to recite it. I was more talking in terms of if there was more family members next to you, you wouldn't be able to share it with them. It just has to be sent for the recorded line due to T's and C's. So £799. Okay. And you should have received the verification code to your email as well as your text message, okay?
Alright, just bear with me, I'm just going to check my email.
And do you just recite both of them? And obviously become a reverse purchase. It was £799 sent to the Apple. The other 2 transactions were the resent as well that I discussed with yourself. But as we can see, it was coming from the region of Liverpool, so we did flag the genuinity of it, sir. Also, if you receive any calls from the customer service team, as I told you specifically, the customer service team don't tend to make outbound calls. So you usually always question the genuinity of it, and I'm going to be giving you a reference number to verify any further outbound calls you do receive from American Express, okay, sir?
Yeah, sure. So sorry. What was your name again?
So my name's Michael Harrison, sir.
Michael Harrison. So would I be able to contact you through American Express through the fraud team?
As I did say to yourself, the main reason why you can't contact the customer service team is it's not a customer service issue. So you'd be contacting we make outbound calls in severe cases of fraud. The main reason being is obviously due to the region discrepancy, based on the lead times when you last spent your funds. Logically speaking, the only possible reason for both transaction attempts would be if two cards are present. So based on that, it comes onto a higher fraud matter in regards to say a card clone or skimming, scam, etc. So for that reason, it's a security team matter, and we take it through a meticulous process. What I can do, so as I said, if you issue the cancellation code, and then I'll also be giving you a reference number with the FCA, and then we'll go ahead and proceed in regards to how your details have been compromised. We run you for some other flagged up transactions, meaning ones that weren't through verification process, but simply that were attempted, just to give you a bit more of an idea of how it's maybe been compromised. So,
well, wow, that's a lot to take in, isn't it?
I completely understand that. That's why we are sending you a written transcript to your email, okay? So there's no need to worry about that, sir. So you should receive an email at the summarising everything discussed over the nature of this phone call. So do go ahead and confirm the text message, the codes that you received in your text message and email, sir, for the relevant Apple transaction, and we can go ahead and cancel that for yourself, okay?
Well, you see, here's the problem, Michael. You picked on the wrong guy to scam. The code that you sent me is to authorise the transaction, not to cancel it. You're not from American Express.
With all due respect, sir, as I did mention to yourself, I do understand the nature you're in, but as I said, if according to the security team, that means there's two cards present. So if this transaction has already been attempted via chip and PIN function and verified via your Visa passcode, from the system's point of view, it is a genuine transaction. So the main reason we have to manually cancel the payment is because of the fact that you're declaring it's not yourself. The system needs manual confirmation from the account holder, as it was already received the right verification methods when proceeding with the transaction in the first place. You're perfectly fine to not proceed with the call if you're uncomfortable, as obviously it's your finance, you're more than liable, and you're in full control. But what you need to understand, sir, if you do not meet a safeguarding resolution, logically speaking, I'm sure you can understand it would be obsolete to insure yourself. So if you were willingly, essentially, if you were walking into the minefield, we're not going to help you with your medical bills. But, if you've been caught with a slight grenade, then of course we will. So essentially, in this case, sir, it's up to you. It's in your court if you'd like to proceed with the call. I'm more than happy to end the call, which do know that we wouldn't be liable for any loss of funds incurred, as we haven't reached a safeguarding resolution, sir.
Oh, you're good. I'll give you that. What's your real name, Michael?
So, sir, again, I'm not here to hinder the joke, sir. I'll be proceeding with the call, terminating the line. As I said, if we terminate the line, we wouldn't be liable for any refunds. And if we proceed with the call, we would need the 6-digit cancellation code, and then we can proceed with further matters.
Well,
so again,
here's where I'm at. You're presenting as an authority figure. You've got a good script, so I'll give you that. But the fact is that the code that's been sent is to authorise the transaction, not to cancel it. So no, I will not be giving you the code today. I will be calling the fraud department today.
So again, sir, where you are misconstrued, okay? So again, I told you, so the payment has already been made. It was the pre-authorised state. The only reason why it wasn't credited out your funds in the first place was due to the discrepancy of the region of Liverpool. Okay, and due to that nature, you need to manually cancel it. You are confirming a cancellation issued via our end for the system. So the fact it's already made with your Visa secure code and the relevant prompts have been given to proceed with the transaction in the first place. Again, you're more than welcome to contact Amex, sir, but then you will essentially reach the same result. They'll tell you any loss of funds that you may have incurred from the scenario, you wouldn't be liable for. With a pre-authorised transaction, sir, it's going to be an 8-hour holding prompt. So we have two avenues we can explore here. You either A, wait till the next working day for it to be credited out, and then you could dispute it yourself. The key word is in dispute. There's no guarantee you're going to get your funds back, and it can take up to an excess of 60 working days. No guarantee it's going to take that long, so don't allow it to deter yourself. It could be done in 1 to 2, but there's no guarantee. Or we can then do a manual cancel, so we credit the funds out and recredit it within 1 to 3 working days via the FCA insurance scheme. You're completely up to yourself. I understand that, you think there's a script, fraudulent calls. I can assume that maybe you have been called a lot in the past. If that's the case, the one thing I can advise you as a security member is changing your applicable details, such as your phone number. If available, if you have multiple addresses, register your account to a different address that hasn't been compromised prior. There's a lot of avenues. We could even send you a stay safety booklet to give you a bit more aware of the ongoing phishing scams. As you did say so, you are probably aware of some phishing scams you work yourself. But then again, sir, even some security members are full victims of them. We've had colleagues that fell for phishing scams. Some of them do look very genuine. So I can understand, the heightened anxieties. But at the end of the day, sir, it is my job. And legally, I can't just terminate the line because I'm not happy with your tone of voice. So can we reach, a conclusion? Would you like to proceed with the matter, sir, or end it?
Again, you're very convincing, but the problem with your script is that you got a number of key details about me incorrect. And that was fascinating. I spotted that from the very outset. So I know that you're not Amex. So the question is, which unit are you working for? Which fraud unit are you working for?
So,
what's your real name, Michael?
Sir, with all due respect, sir, again, you're talking about previous details.
So I'm not going to give you the code. That's a given because that is to authorise it.
So that's perfectly fair. Again, that doesn't really affect my day to day, as the code is simply just preventing your own security measure. What I will be doing, I will be through to my senior advisor very shortly. But in regards to your previous details, we do see another email of obviously you're referring to your email should be NU. Okay, I completely understand that. But the email we were using was your relevant email we had when the transaction was flagged. This direct debit has been in holding and attempted several times over the course of the past 4 or 5 months. Main reason it's not flagged is due to the fact that, again, there was identity discrepancies, such as an attempted email change to a josephmellow16@hotmail.com, was also declined due to the region of Liverpool. Again, your details have been attempted to be changed over the course of the past 6 months. We can also see there's an iPhone as well as an Android device belonging to mobile banking. I'm assuming both of yours, sir, is that correct?
Again, you've got so many details incorrect. So
again, sir.
So why are you specifically targeting me? Am I just a number to you?
So no one's targeting you. I completely understand. But again, what I'm trying to mention to yourself.
You see, Amex wouldn't have a withheld ID. They would have their official number.
Again, it seems you were listening to me. You're somebody hearing me, not listening to me. As I said, sir, most of the instances you would be referring to if you make an inbound call, or if they're calling on a customer service matter, that makes sense. When calling with fraud, sir, due to scammers, you've already been targeted yourself, as you've mentioned, we can have our numbers very often adopted and impersonated by scammers for that reason. In regards to the age details, we do obviously have your more recent email, but the issue is again, your details have been flagged so much and attempted to change, and also documents have been provided such as credit card statements as well as scans of documents, meaning the system's essentially been changing details and amending it and changing it. So we have multiple addresses for yourself.
You have my statements, do you?
So again, your statements were submitted to the system. The reason why those statements were submitted is that's what we require at Amex to process an email change.
What's the last 3 transactions I made on my card?
The last 3 transactions. Again, sir, I can't disclose that matter again due to the identity fraud case. As I'm saying to yourself, if you do listen to myself, we require a scan of a document as well as a bank statement standard to change a credentials such as that. Doesn't mean I've personally received the document, sir. I'm telling you what is standard with American Express. Again, I do understand the anxieties and I do understand the nature of the call might be frightening. But again, we're simply here to reach a positive outcome. I haven't attempted to ask for your card number or anything like that. The 6-digit cancellation code, you asked for verification via text message. It's been received in your American Express branch that you've had since trusting your funds with us, sir. So again, it's not like you've received it off a dodgy number. Again, we send the other corresponding go to your email. But simply, this report's been passed over to myself by the fraud team to the security team.
What's the email address?
So what I'll do then is I'll put you through to my colleague to give you that information. Okay, I'll put you through to the accounts team and they'll provide you with all your account information.
Sure.
That's fine. No worries. Hello, my name is Sean O'Donoghue. I'm a member of the accounts team. So what I'm going to go ahead and do for yourself, sir, is I'm just going to confirm your relevant email for yourself, okay? So what we can see is my mother is a hard359@hotmail.com. Is that correct for yourself, sir?
What, sorry?
My mother is a hard359@hotmail.com. Is that correct?
No, it's not, no.
Okay. So do you recognise this email change at all, sir?
No, I don't, no.
Okay, so there was 2 documents. The document provided on your driver's license, so it was registered the address. So is that of any relevance to you, in terms of a driving license document? It was declined due to a discrepancy of Liverpool, so it was attempted there. But at any point, sir, have you changed your email to that? It does seem to some aspect that you've been a victim of a targeted attack. So is there any credentials that you've given to family members or friends in the past 3 to 5 working days?
No, I don't share my credentials with anybody.
Have you lost your card in the last 3 to 5 days?
No.
Okay. And have you been registering your details at any new websites as of recent?
No. So,
Okay.
as you have access to my account, why don't you tell me what my last 3 transactions were?
Okay. So the last 3 transactions we have set up on your account was a direct debit to an Omar Welfare Trust for £15 that was set up again in the region of Liverpool. We have another direct debit to a credit engine company for £10, and finally a third and final standing order set up to an OnlyFans for £14.99. They're the last 3 transactions we have registered for yourself.
Yeah, there's none of those on there.
Yeah,
So tell me. Sorry, what was your name again?
Ask your mother, okay?
Sorry, no. What was your name? What was your name again?
Ask your mother. She knows me well, okay? Good boy.